Okay. All right, we're live. I think so. I think we are live. Yeah. All right. Um. All right, we're ready. So this is top 8. Boba Fett versus Iden, Keaa versus Wooooo with 5 O's. I've been excited for this one. I made the top 8 of this tournament with Iden also. I ended up losing to Vader, but I think Iden has a pretty good matchup into Boba. We'll see how they decide to play the matchup, but I think Iden has the edge here, but it could be slight. This Boba deck is real good. It does not go quietly into the good night, and it looks like Wooooo will be starting with the initiative. Let's see. It looks like we're not going to be able to see hands for this one, which is fine. Sort of a last minute stream, but yeah. So Wooooo taking the mulligan. In this matchup, I'm not really sure what you're mulliganing for. Mainly ramp, I think, and then you want to be able to deal with some threats. Have them pick teams. I hate doing teams. It's like the worst of all worlds. Let's see. I can ask. Okay. Well, they may be black, so pending an objection, I'm going to keep it. All right. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, obviously don't hover the cards, but yeah. All right, so Frontline Shuttle and Short Trooper are the opens here. Frontline Shuttle is a really interesting include in this deck. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's like in this situation, it's actually decent, but I mean, like only one attack. It doesn't get you as much aggro. I'm not sure what you're trying to use to do extra attacks with. It does, I guess, in some circumstances, help you clear aggro boards better by double attacking with one of your units, but we'll see. We'll see how Keaa ends up using it here. And Wooooo, it looks like his only play this turn is resupply. An interesting attacking into the super laser with the guard. I'm not sure what that lets me super laser without wasting ECL if you want to ramp. Yeah, it does do that, yeah, but I'm not sure you want to waste a whole true drop on that. But it does, yeah, I can do that. So interesting attack into the super laser technician. I'm not sure what exactly that's playing around. It could be playing around shoot first. Super laser is around 3 play. It makes sense in all the scenarios. Maybe. And there's a Bosk. And this Short Trooper can just take out the Bosk. And I think you're fine doing that if you're Wooooo. You do concede the 2 for 1, but you're still even overall on card advantage. Or I guess not anymore with Boba coming out, but relatively even. And Wooooo dropping the resupply, and he's doing the thing where he keeps the resupply face up. I hate that. That's I think that's the thing that KTOD does. I don't like it. It's supposed to be face down. It's the same as any other resource. But we'll let him do what he wants. Let's see. 6 resources this turn. He has a Gideon Hask and an ECL up, which in most circumstances is good, but with Boba being the only unit on the table, it's not great. Iden coming down here. And likewise, like across from the table, Keaa-san's hand is not great either. Especially like into this hand. Like you've got a few things that can do damage, but yeah, okay. Are they gonna make him? Is Keaa gonna make him flip it face down? Please, please make him flip it face down. It is. Let's see. I think you gotta seriously consider system patrol craft here. Why does the resupply face up? Because Wooooo, he wanted it to be. I don't know. We've talked a bit about how I think it's dumb, but players have their ways of doing things, and it's not my place to intervene. Oh, I guess like yeah, it makes sense as like knowing that they're at a curve, and he has to use the ECL here to kill the Boba, but the Haas actually dies because of the barrage. And now we're going into 7 resource turn for both players. Wooooo has Vader online, but no unit to ambush. I can honestly see, I don't know. And Keaa-san's hand, he's got a bunch of cheap units to surprise strike. Take down there to answer the guy, and that's gonna be his turn. He's not even gonna try to play the Vader. But this Viper Pro Droid is gonna reveal the Super Laser Blast, which may make it may make Keaa play a bit more cautiously. Surprise strike. And this frontline shuttle's been out since round 1. And it really hasn't been doing much. See, I'm looking at Keaa-san's list, and it looks like he's not running Cartel Spacer, which I think is the natural like substitute for frontline shuttle. And like if you look at a comparison, like I can see arguments for playing the frontline over Spacer, because you're only losing 1 point of attack, and you're getting potential trick plays off of it. As if you're not thinking that the Spacer's going to get a ton of value, it makes sense. And Death Trooper, the perfect pull-off Vader. I've actually recently been contemplating running like a 1 of Death Trooper in my Boba decks just as a thing that you can pull off Vader. It's probably a bad idea, but God, it feels so good to pull Death Trooper off of Vader. Probably surprised he took that long to set on DT. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what the other options were. It's like the other options that he runs are... it could have been like Inferno 4, Shore Trooper, Snow Trooper Lieutenant, Viper Probe Droid, Super Laser Tech, Cell Blackguard. Those are like the only targets that he runs for Vader. So I think, yeah, you pretty much always go Death Trooper over any of those. Maybe there's a world where you go cell block guard if you pull it. And lots of units hitting the board, but the barrage in hand for Wooooo is going to be huge. And Keaa just can't draw anything big. And this is going to be a full board wipe. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is a full board wipe, I think. Yep. Yep. Greedo coming in. Is he? Yep. He's being a good control player and answering the threats. And now Keaa has 2 unplayable cards in hand. I think this game might just be over. Although that draw was not great for Wooooo, but I guess it wasn't amazing for Keaa either. So, yeah. Needs Fire Sphere Vader badly. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So Keaa still has ECL up, which is going to be big because it means he can ambush the System Patrol Craft. One second. Alright, hits the 7th weak defender, but it immediately dies to takedown. And this Iden is going to die to power to the dark side. Or, sorry, this Vader is going to die, sorry. And he gets to play the Ripper Probe Droid. Look at the bad hand. Swing for damage. And Keaa is a dead man walking. That hand is not going to change anything. But yes, he's not going to go quietly into the good night. Plays the Boba to get rid of that. Viper waylays the ship. And yep, and that's going to be it. And Wooooo, taking down game number 1. Let's go and take a look at the bracket for this tournament. We're in the top 8. This is the last top 8 match. Winner gets to play Vika on Vader Green, who I honestly think is favored into both matchups. I think the Boba is probably a bit worse for Vika. Like, I mean, I think Boba has a better chance into Vader than Iden does, but it's close. And on the other side of the bracket, we have another Boba player in the top 4 against Sabine Green. Our defending champion Astrotech taking down, you can call me Al, or taking on, I should say. Game hasn't happened yet. Rough hands for Keaa in the mid game. Yeah, Keaa there were hands where he just was not drawing anything but cheap units and shoot first and stuff. Vika praying Sabine loses. Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like we're about to get started on game 2. Keaa will have the initiative this time, and there's that frontline shuttle again. Resourcing a change of heart right away. He does have the fire spray in the opening, which is big. And Wooooo shipping it back. And a resource and some expensive cards. No 3-drop in hand for Wooooo, which could be very dangerous here if he doesn't draw one next turn. There's the front line and the Viper. And the Super Laser is going to answer the Viper real well. I think there's no need to ECL it, but you could if you wanted to. And okay, it looks like Vika did draw the Super Laser attack. Or sorry, not Vika, Wooooo. Which is big. And alright, he is gonna ECL it. That also could be a hedge around another, like around Wooooo playing his own Super Laser attack. TCL there. Like normally I think you just play it normally and then let the Viper get one hit in and conserve your ECL. But it's not a horrible play to ECL. Goes for the heal on Iden. Yeah, initiative isn't terribly important in this scenario. In fact, you arguably want to give up initiative here if you're Wooooo. Not with that play though. With that play, you want to claim so you can kill the Greedo. Second fire spray, and Keaa's considering what he's going to resource here. I think it is the second fire spray. As good of a card as it is, you want to be able to play the boss's turn. You want to conserve the barrage. But there is an argument for doing a couple different things here. If he resources this Bosk and he can't play anything this turn, he's going to feel real bad. So yeah, I think he made the right decision there. Everyone's favorite lizard with a gun makes an appearance. He gets immediately killed by takedown. Boba coming out for Keaa-san, and there's no obvious answer from Wooooo's end. His best hope is, a combination of Iden and ECL Hask. But this is a repeat of the last game where Keaa has the barrage, which is going to make the Hask trade awkward. In fact, this is almost exactly where we were at this point in the game, in game 1. So Boba's going to get on that, and we'll see if he goes for the barrage or if he tries to play it a bit more aggressively with the fire spray. I think there's a good argument for playing fire spray here. But no, he goes for the barrage. I'm not convinced you go for the Hask here, for the ECL Hask. I think there's a good argument of either just playing a unit straight which honestly could be the System Patrol Craft or the Husk, and then claiming. So then you can play either Dooku or Vader, pick your favorite, and kill the Boba next round. But doing that does risk losing the initiative here, which would make it harder for, or it would decrease the value of that play because Boba would likely get one more attack in. Especially if your play here is System Patrol, because there's no way you're attacking into System Patrol here. But having the System Patrol out does make the Fire Spray a lot weaker, because ECL has been used. Make an opening drawn for Wooooo. Viper, he's going to see the hand. Now he knows to play around that. Power of the dark side. With the VPD coming down, I think you play Vader here. Because there's, if you draw Death Trooper here, you can take out the VPD. Yep, and he's doing it. Pulls the dream. The Death Trooper there. He answers both threats. Here comes out the second VPD, which can clear the Vader. But Keaa is now on the back foot. We might be looking at a swift 2-0 for Wooooo. And this System Patrol Craft is doing a great job of holding off the Fire Spray. Did Wooooo pass? No, he used Iden. And Power of the Dark Side clears the Fire Spray, and Keaa is out of cards. Wow. Great combo there. Use the make an opening to create the target for your Power of the Dark Side. Hey, wait. He would have ambushed into the Death Trooper, so you can't do that. Okay. Don't get ahead of yourself, Wooooo. Dooku is a perfectly good play here, though. He is in top deck mode. So ECL into the Boba here. Clears up. Cell block guard is interesting here, but it can, and he's not gonna use the Power of the Dark Side. Saving it up. And Wooooo pretty much has a lock on it. Things here. There's not much that can happen without his permission. The fearsome bounty hunter may have met his match. Waylay is a really interesting card here. He's not going to use it to save damage here. But he could. Death Trooper coming in. Gonna bounce the shield. Oof. In all events. Surprise strike base? Wait, does I think he just loses now, right? Yeah. There's no way you can stop all this. Okay. And Keaa just calling it a day. Woo. Taking it down in 2. And moving on to the top 4. Let's go and look at that bracket again. So we have 4 different decks in the top 4. 1 Iden, 1 Boba, 1 Sabine, 1 Vader. Going into the top 16, it was a quarter of the field was Iden's and a quarter of the field was Boba's. And now in the top 4, a quarter of the field is Iden's and a quarter of the field is Boba's. And it looks like Vika is slated to play his 3rd Iden match in a row. All decks in top 4 with green. Yeah, that is a good point. All 4 ECL green decks in the top 4. And it's 3 villain decks. I got 3 villain decks, 1 hero. That's what. Yeah. Interesting. Well, it's getting pretty late for me. I got some things I need to finish up tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and end stream. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all later with more Top Cut coverage. And always remember to take the initiative.